Gretchen Rossi, you need to stop. You need to stop. You need to stop. Katie has lied about many things on this show, but I don't think she's lying about this.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. All right, The Real Housewives of Orange County, you guys. Season 19, episode 8. Wow. Okay. This is going to be quick because it was a lot of filler scenes to get to the actual meat and potatoes. So, first scene is Shannon and her dad, Gene the Machine, Big Dick Daddy. That was a cute scene. So we have a scene where Gretchen and Gina meet with Kiki Monroe, the blogger that supposedly Katie had sat down and told everybody's business to. So they meet with Kiki to clear up this situation with what Gretchen said. So, or Gretchen is saying she never said, girl, Gretchen, I'm gonna have to get your ass together. I can tell already, darling. So they sit down. The lady confirms that Kiki Monroe says that Katie did mention that Gretchen told her that she did go to the hospital following the whole naked wasted night. She insinuated that she was roofied. She throws in too, she says, she also implied that Gina was racist because of a comment that she made about an Asian designer. So Gina clarifies that up and says that she goes, well, I did ask her if she was wearing an Asian designer because when we were still friends, and she said when she was first getting on the show that she wanted to bring her culture to the forefront. Totally understand that. And she wanted to wear Asian designers. But she said she got these stylists and she's wearing everything but Asian designers. Totally believe that. Because Katie gives me, I'm so happy to be on TV and I'm clout chasing type of energy. Anything to stay relevant. And I don't care how you feel about that. Real talk, sidebar, to all the people that are standing for Katie in the comments, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just curious. Would you tell her your personal business? I'll wait. I mean, let's keep it real. Would you tell her your real business? All the people that are standing for Katie, it's been proven that she's lied. And I'm not even talking about this episode. This episode doesn't count because I have issues with that lie detector test results shit at the end. I'll get to that later. But would you tell her your personal business? Because Katie talks out both sides of her mouth. I just think in this situation, I think she's actually telling the truth, shockingly. Anyway, so Kiki Monroe, so back to what I was saying. So Gina's like, so every time I see her, she's not wearing Asian design. So this one day I asked her, is that Asian? Is that an Asian designer? And she said no. Clearly Katie felt some type of way because she didn't like getting called out. So she turned it into a race thing. Me personally, I don't think that Gina was being racist by saying that. I think she was being snarky and I really think she was just trying to prove a point to Katie, like, oh, you over here trying to, showcase your culture, but you ain't worn nothing Asian yet, girl. You over there wearing Italian, Balmain, French, all this shit, but you're not wearing anything Asian. But I will say this is America. Where race and sexuality are at the forefront of everything. It's super annoying, but it's just the way that it is. And let's keep it real. Katie is the only Asian person, the only non-white person on an all-white cast. So I do think you other ladies have to be cognizant of some of the shit that you say. It's just what it is. And if you're sensitive and annoyed by that, then fucking leave Earth. Go to another planet. You have to be cognizant of shit. It's just what it is. Like me, I'm a light-skinned black woman. Guess what? I would never make comments about other dark-skinned black women or dark-skinned people in general, like using buzzwords like aggressive and shit like that. That's what got Ashley fucked up on Potomac with Wendy. You was over there describing her a certain type of way when you should have described her for what she actually fucking was, because she wasn't being aggressive. She was being a bitch, but she wasn't being aggressive. That's my whole thing. You have to be cognizant of where you're at. That's the reality. This is 2025. That's what it is. So Gina, I believe you, but I hope that you learn from that and correct that in the future. Now, Katie, you're also full of shit too. We've seen this. This is your second season, girl, and the theme with you is lying. So you lied all last season, proven to lie, and then here we are, season 2, lying. Somebody left a comment on my YouTube channel last week saying Katie is in charge of the girls. I mean, yeah, technically, but for what? You're only relevant so far on the show is for lying on people or telling people's business or stretching the truth. You know what I mean? So it's like you're relevant for all things negative. Everything is negative that you're relevant for. So are you really in charge of the girls? Are you really, you know what I mean? Like, was this what you set out to do? Was this your plan from the beginning when you got on the show? I don't know. Anyway, if she did feel racist microaggressions, then I'm sorry that she felt that way. I mean, shit. I live in fucking Dixieland South, okay? I live near the Mason-Dixon line. I have to deal with racist microaggressions every motherfucking day. It's irritating. Anyway, I got off track. I digress. But anyway, in this scene, so we basically find out in this scene, she says some shit about Gina, and she is saying that Gretchen did say all that shit. Gretchen, you said that shit, though. Here's my thing. You said it last episode. And you said it again this episode. They flash back to you and Tamara in the car. And Tamara's like, did you say that? And she goes, well, I was really sick. I did go to the hospital the next day. So which is it, Gretchen? Which is it? Here's my take. Gretchen is happy to be back on this damn show. So she's going to do everything in her power to stay cool with the majority of the ladies. Because look what's happening. Every fucking episode is about Katie and them coming in Katie. At this point, y'all, just know that her ass be lying and she talks to bloggers. Don't say nothing important around her, period. And at this point, too, if you heard that she said some shit, I would quit confronting her because she's never going to admit. She hasn't admitted to shit yet. And the irony is this one time that I think she's actually telling the truth with this Gretchen shit, but it's still hard to believe her. It's still hard to believe her. So anyway, after this scene, we go to Heather and her family. Hi, how you doing? Rich opulence, penthouse here, blah blah blah. Good for y'all, yay. Um, we get to Emily's house. So Emily, people, Shane's mother is Persian. Shane is half Persian. I had Persian friends back in LA, and we used to do the New Year with them too. That shit's fun. Food was off the chain. So they're doing a Persian New Year party. And what Emily hasn't told the ladies is that she is having a lie detector group come, and the ladies are going to do a lie detector test. And everybody has to write down anonymous questions. So one by one, the ladies start to roll in. Everybody's asking about Tamara. Heather references how Tamara, and I forgot to mention this in the last review, but Tamara like went off on Heather at this restaurant, mad that the ladies didn't call her. Again, Tamara, why would you expect them to call you? You was over there telling people to fuck off and stuff. Like, girl. So they weren't sure if Tamara was going to come. Emily says that she did extend an invitation to Tamara. Tamara ends up showing up. I So when I was watching this, at one point, because I get ready in the morning, I was taking a shower and I'll listen while I'm getting ready. So I'm listening to her in the shower. This bitch, Tamara, you are so delusional, girl. So she's like, she says when she gets to the party that and see, now I forgot what she said. She says something like no, so she's like, she's trying to justify her actions at that last dinner, of course, because she's always trying to justify shit. She can't just own shit. She got to have an excuse, a dissertation for why she did what she did, instead of, you know what, I fucked up, I'm sorry, I insulted you guys, I'm sorry. But she's like, I'm just learning through therapy that I don't know how to process my emotions correctly. What do you, I'm not gonna start yelling in here at 7:28 in the morning and being loud with my neighbors over Tamara, motherfucking dumbass, stupid ass, non accountability having judge. I cannot believe. I just in therapy. She's so irritating. Everything is an excuse. Everything is a justification for what you did, what you did. Girl, shut up. Shut up. And you do process your emotions very well. You get very angry very easily. We know you got the anger emotion and the ain't shit emotion on lock. Anyway, so the ladies, everybody's trickling in and they're all noticing that there's no alcohol. They're all writing their questions down and there's no alcohol. Katie eventually arrives last. So then um Emily talks about the Persian New Year. They eat a little bit and then we find out what the game is later. And she's like, "So we're going to play a game. I had you guys write down these questions because they're anonymous because we're all going to take a lie detector test." Katie over there in the cut like, "Oh god, I have so much anxiety." I bet you do. I bet you anxious as hell. You've been running your mouth. Katie, you've been running your mouth. I hope this is a lesson. I really hope if they bring you back for a third season, I hope that you come in differently because you have ran your mouth for 2 seasons straight. All the shit that you're experiencing is because of your direct actions. Let's keep it real. I don't agree with the ladies coming at you every week because at this point, this is what you do. Me personally, I'd be like, so she's a lion ass bitch. She makes shit up. So we're gonna keep it pushing. And I just know that I can't say anything of value or confidentiality around her ass. People like that I just wouldn't be around. We would be seen in social settings together. Hey girl, how you doing? I like your bag and keep it pushing. Like for real. You can't you talk out both sides of your mouth, Katie. So of course they're all Emily tells them it's voluntary, of course. So everyone does it. So they show them sitting with each I guess auditor, I don't know, orator, not orator, that's, I don't know. The person in charge of the lie detector test. God, I sounded stupid then. Real quick, the white lady that was doing it, is it me or did she look like the one? She looked like homegirl from Project Runway. I was tripping. I was like, is that the girl from Project Runway? She looked just like her with the bangs and the haircut. Anyway, so everybody goes in. We show them getting asked the infamous questions. Gina gets asked if she really was only with friends with Heather because of her real estate contacts. Heather gets asked did she call the paparazzi on herself at Disneyland, blah blah blah. And of course, Gretchen gets asked did she tell Katie what she said, did she tell Katie about being roofied and going to the hospital the next day, blah blah blah, naked wasted, blah blah blah. So Katie goes in there last, nervous than a motherfucker. She's sitting there in the chair like, "Oh, I'm just so anxious." And the lady's like, anxiety has nothing to do with it. I'll say this. Here's where I don't think the lie detector tests were fair. Not fair, that's the wrong word. I don't think that they were accurate. I don't. And I do feel like there was a little biasness going on towards Katie. Cause the lady, the female, the white woman, the way she was talking to Katie before they even started, I was like, she was very matter of fact, very dragnet, very matter of fact. So maybe that was just me. But also Katie was nervous as hell. I mean, she couldn't stop moving and shit. Yeah, because you about to be exposed. So anyway, they all sit around afterwards and they go over all the results. They asked Jen about is she trying to still, trying to be like Tamara. She says no, she was telling the truth. Tamara passed all of hers, which is shocking. Um, Heather failed her test about the paparazzi, and she was like, "Oh, whatever." Heather, why are you again? I said this that season. Heather, why are you lying about that? We know you do that. A lot of you reality stars do it. That's your bread and butter. No one cares. The fact that she's hanging on to that is crazy. I did think it was funny that they asked Heather, would she prefer to be a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? She said no, but then she admitted that it would be a shorter commute for her. It's okay to admit that you want to be with the richer girlies. That's okay. I like Heather. Heather's ridiculous, but I like her. I mean, for the most part, she's been pretty much harmless on the show. She could be a little extra. I didn't like the way she treated Shannon her first season. That scene at the table, at the dinner table, dinner scene, dinner party, whatever. Shannon was extra, but I didn't like Heather's response at all. That was very creepy and wicked of her. But anyway, I'm digressing again. Um so they get to Gretchen. Gretchen passed all of hers. This is how I don't believe them tests are legit, at least in this particular incident. So Gretchen passed the test of saying that she never said anything to Katie about going to the hospital. When you did though. You did. Because again, Bravo rolled that beam footage. And she was in the back of that car telling Tamara, yeah, well, I did feel sick. I went to the hospital. Girl, which is it? So I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Then we get to Katie's results, and Katie failed all of them. And Katie was over there like, I didn't lie. So here's the thing. Katie is clearly somebody that's going to hang on to that lie. She going to stay with the lie. She believed the shit. She going to stay with it. Girl, you like John Wayne Gacy. With John Wayne Gacy, I've never hurt anybody. I've never done anything. Okay. I'm not comparing Katie. That was a weird comparison. I'm not comparing her to John Wayne Gacy. I'm comparing her to the fact that she's just, I didn't lie. No. So she failed all of them. Not surprising by that because you've been lying since you got here. But I don't believe that she lied about the Gretchen shit. Gretchen, you sat at that table and you talked about Tamra. You made friends with a new girl on the cast because your ass was coming back. You was probably feeling a little lushy and nice, as the kids would say. I was feeling nice. And you started talking too damn much. And then Katie goes on to say that not only did Slade, her husband, and Ryan, Jen's man, they all had three-way conversation about this, not to say anything. And then Katie implied that Slade called her and her husband the next day and told them not to mention what Gretchen said. I believe all that shit. I believe it. I believe it. I don't think Katie was lying about that. Katie, I think you've lied about a lot of shit. I don't think you're lying about this because Gretchen, you have contradicted yourself multiple times. Katie, if I were you, I would start talking shit to them. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I sat down with Kiki Monroe. We on the show and I was talking. Now what? If you was really about that life, you would just be honest. But Katie, I don't feel bad for you. You brought all this shit on yourself, girl. But Gretchen, and then to sit there and cry, well, I trusted her. Girl, shut up. Shut up. Your dislike for Tamra drove you into the arms of somebody that was just like her. Girl, bye. Anyway, interesting episode. I do think, Katie, I think they set your ass up with them lie detectors. You got set up, boo. You got set up. I don't believe that shit because Gretchen, again, you said it that you went to the hospital, that you thought you were roofied. You said it on that reunion that you felt like something was wrong, that it was more than alcohol. Look at me defending Katie's ass. I'm not defending Katie. I'm just defending the truth. This shit's wild. Anyway, interesting episode. It ended on to be continued because Katie ended up leaving. She ended up going outside. They asked her to leave, which I thought was crazy. I think you should go. Here's my thing. Y'all know how she is, so don't bring her around. Because at this point, seems like you're ganging up on her and bullying. It does. This is a weird one, though, because Katie, you kind of brought all this shit on yourself. But then at the end of the day, these women, they're like dogs with bones. And you got Tamra, who's doing everything to try to save her ass, and Gretchen, who's trying to be extremely relevant again. And we all know that according to the blog, she will be back next season. Katie, if you're back next season, I hope that you have a different type of storyline because I don't know if I can do a third season with you and your lies and the ladies talking about them. This is ridiculous. And to the other ladies, move the fuck on at this point. Y'all know how she is. Anyway, lads, it's Friday. It's the weekend. I'm going to have a 3-day weekend. I'm excited. Anyway, happy Labor Day. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I just want to say this. Thank you so much for watching me and subscribing and commenting on my madness. I really, truly appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And let's continue to keep doing this, y'all. Anyway, happy Friday, you guys. Stay hydrated. Stay nice to each other. Let me get out of here and go return these videotapes.